Hey guys, so I am here to make a book haul video, which is something that I have not done in a very, very long time. Um, 2014 has not been the best year reading-wise for me, but what reading I have managed to accomplish mostly has been done on my Kindle. I would say about 90% of it. So it's been a very long time since I actually went out and bought a physical book. But I didn't really have a reason for going out book shopping today other than I have been a bit depressed recently. And what better way to try and cheer myself up than going out and spending money that I really shouldn't be spending on books. So I have 9 books to talk about, so I'm just going to get started. And these first 2 are actually the reason that I went to the bookstore today, because I figured if I was going to read them, it would probably be a better idea. It would probably be better for me to read the actual book instead of trying to read them on my Kindle. And they would be Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and the sequel, Hollow City. Pretty much everybody and their uncle have read these books or at least know what they're about, so I'm not going to say anything other than I started this one today at work on my break, so I didn't get very far, obviously. But so far it's okay. I like the whole incorporating photos with the storyline, so that's really interesting to me. So hopefully I will be able to finish these books relatively soon. We will see. All right, the next book I actually already had, but it was a casualty of my move. So when I was at Books A Million today, thankfully they still had it in the bargain bin, so I was able to get it for $5. And it is Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. No, I still have not read this book, which is insane considering Daughter of Smoke and Bone is one of my favorite books of all time, but yeah, I still haven't read it. And this is kind of beat up, but for $5, hardcover, can't really complain too much. So I got this, and because I got that, of course I had to get Dreams of Gods and Monsters, also by Laini Taylor, and this is the last book in her trilogy. This is a huge honkin' book. I love it, and hopefully after I finish the Ransom Riggs books, I'm going to attempt to read both of these back to back. We'll see if that actually works and actually happens. But yeah, so I got that. This one I had to order from overseas, so I got it from Amazon UK, which is where I've gotten most of the books in this series because unfortunately they're just not readily available in the United States, which is terrible in my opinion. But it is the short story compilation by Derek Landy, which is Armageddon Out of Here, which is the short stories, all of the novellas and short stories that have been written in the Skullduggery Pleasant series, which you guys know how much I love this series. It's my favorite YA series, and I'm really, really, really sort of nervous because the last book in the series comes out on Tuesday. And I'm dying to get my hands on it, but I'm just afraid of what Derek Landy's going to do. He's probably going to kill everyone. It's probably going to be the book version of my favorite TV show, Sons of Anarchy. I have this feeling that they're just going to kill everyone. So anyway, I got this, and I'm excited because it encompasses all, like I said, all of the novellas in the series, and I think 1 or 2 news stories as well. So yeah, I always love the artwork on these books. It's so cool. Okay, and this book, okay, it's not really a book. It's a guide, and it's a companion, and it's called Turtle Recall, which is the Discworld companion. And last month, I attempted to go back and start reading the Discworld series books again, and there's like 40 of them, so it's really difficult to try and keep track of all the characters and stuff, so that's why I got this. And probably really shouldn't have gotten it, because I mean, it's a guide. I don't read guides, but I guess it's good for reference if I go back to the series again later. But yeah, the cover's cool. Whatever. Okay, then I got White Space by Isla J. Bick. She wrote the Ashes trilogy, which was sort of a different kind of take on the zombies, and I didn't really like that series of books, but um, yeah, this book sounded interesting. Uh, from what I gather from the jacket, it's about a girl who writes a story about these kids who are stuck in this house in the middle of a blizzard. And she finds out that it mirrors almost exactly this book that was written by this guy who was killed mysteriously. And the characters in that book, um, supposedly, legend has it, were able to come to life and come into the real world um, for the people who read the story. So it just sounded different and interesting, and I thought the cover was cool again. You know me, the cover whore, so there's that. Okay, this book I found really intriguing. I saw this as I was leaving. It was like a last minute sort of impulse buy. It's called Welcome to the Dark House. And let's see if I can get her name right. It's Lori Faria Stollers. I hope that's somewhat similar to her name. And from what I gather, this book is about a bunch of kids whose nightmares begin to come true. And it just sounds really cool and kind of reminiscent of Kelly Cray's writing. Yeah, so it sounded really cool. And there's a character in here called the Elf Prince, who's supposed to be really twisted and insane. So sounds really cool. So I got that. And then lastly is another sort of impulse buy. Actually, I read a review of it on Goodreads, and it sounded cool. When I was looking up the Ransom Riggs books, this popped up, and it's called In the Shadow of the Blackbirds by Kat Winters. And this is a steampunk novel. I haven't had much luck with steampunk novels in the past, but this sounds really cool, and I'm not really sure exactly what this book is about, honestly. Something on the back about it's set in 1918 San Diego, and it says a girl who doesn't believe in spirits steps off the train and into a new life. Um, yeah, and the cover is really cool, and it sounds really creepy, and yeah, so I got that. And that's pretty much it. Those are the books that I bought. Sorry I wasn't better at giving info on them, but I'm out of practice with these videos, and I've kind of been feeling a little out of it lately, so just forgive me. But yeah, so that's it. And if you guys have any questions about anything that I mentioned today, feel free to ask me some questions down in the comment section. And until then, I will talk to you later, guys, and happy reading.